Hey, what's up, guys? So today I want to be talking to you guys about creepy messages. Now, first off, I'm going to give you an example, and it's something my mom recently did. And what she did was she sent me an email, and she said something along the lines of, "I realize that you do a lot of audio and visual content. Could you give me some generic tips and advice on this stuff so I could get better?" Now, this might seem like a very simple sort of thing, but this conveys quite a deal of a message because for her to know that I do a lot of these videos, the only way is if she's sort of snooping around and eavesdropping as I make these videos as of now, which is pretty tough since my doors are closed and locked at all times, and so the sound doesn't reverberate too much. And so for my mom, I really think that in her single years, she would have never had the balls to sort of extend that sort of message to her male counterparts anyways. So for her, it doesn't really matter. She keeps this sort of creepy Snoopy thing inside the family. And I mean, I'm glad she's single, but the message is still there. For her to know such things, she has to be sort of in the creepy vibe. And this extends to sort of Facebook messaging and other sorts of messaging. And I feel like I've done this in the past. I don't do it anymore because I've learned, but some of you guys might be doing the same thing. And basically, it's the whole idea of where you like Facebook message someone you either just met or you don't know at all. And you kind of start off with something where it's like, how did you know that? Unless, of course, you snooped around really deep in my personal profile. And I've had it done to me. I can't remember exactly where or when or who, but it's sometimes it's a girl. Most of the time, it's just some creepy guy. But if you're ever messaging someone, you don't want to include that in your opening sort of line or whatever. You don't want to say, "Oh yeah, I really liked how you were in Malibu that year." And it's like, how the girl's probably going to be like, "How did you know I'm from Malibu? Were you snooping at my freaking bikini pictures in Malibu?" Or, I mean, this can get real deep. There's a lot of really personal stuff that's a lot of creepers use for their first opening line. And it's like, don't go there, okay? Um, you don't want to even mention stuff like that in your first line. Snooping can come later, okay? You don't want to reveal that initially. And the only people who get away with it, the only people, are people who are very good looking or people who they can, like, you're willing to forgive them for their faults because of their other benefits. And most people don't fall into this category. And so don't be surprised if you get blown off by the guy or girl. And the only other scenario is where it's sort of accepted or expected to sort of snoop around, and that is in like on a dating website. Period. That's about it. And for those of you who don't Facebook message or chat or whatever, this extends to other areas. If you're talking to a girl in person for the first time, or mentioning something for the first time in person, if you're approaching someone, regardless of the scenario, it doesn't even have to be in real life, texting, some other sort of thing, being creepy can come across very quickly based on your opening approach. Let's say you are at a bar and you're about to approach a girl, or you are at some sort of dance and about to approach a girl. And girl viewers don't click away because it's the same sort of thing for you guys. Let's say you're being approached. Your first lines could dictate something different, but for the most part, I mean, if you're being approached, I mean, the ball is in your court, so you have that power. But let's say it's a sort of friendly approach. You're friends and you don't know if he's interested or not. These sort of lines can really skew what's happening, especially if it's your first time meeting. I mean, in real life and you're talking, you really want to stick away, at least for the first few lines, from something very, very creepy, and allow people just think their lines normal, but it comes across very, very creepy to others. And so you don't want to go up to them and sort of say something like, I've been watching you from afar for a long time, and I realized, like, yesterday I was actually, like, the whole year I've been pretty much watching you, and I know that you go to soccer club every night, and then you drive home with your friends and eat lunch at the cafeteria diner on our campus, and then you go to a party every Friday night. I only know this because, like, I just happen to see you all the time, and I kind of know where you live and how you you know, do your laundry. I kind of sometimes watch you do laundry, etc., etc. You know, it's like, don't give all these details that's just gonna, like, come across and make her think, this guy's been stalking my life. And quite honestly, I can see myself thinking that, and at the same time think, oh, it's not that creepy. But now, from an objective standpoint, it's really darn creepy. And so, if you learn nothing else from this video, just think, make sure she doesn't think you are in any shape or form, a stalker or desperate or sort of a creeper when you start the conversation. Especially initially, because then you just blow the whole thing. Like, if you really can't hold it, say it in, like, once you're deep in the conversation and she's got a good vibe from you, because then it won't be as bad. But initially, that would just blow the whole thing. And I don't even want to explain why, because the result is the same. You get blown out. You look like some sort of desperate creeper. And then she leaves. And sometimes it just sucks. So I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe as always. And yeah, don't ever take rejection personally. So that's something I've more or less learned some more after my last video on worst rejections ever. And so I didn't really take that rejection personally, but apparently because of my reaction from that video, it might have seemed apparently to some that I was like overreacting and sort of, you know, frustrated about it, which may or may not have been the case subliminally or subconsciously. But yeah, don't ever take rejection seriously. So if for whatever reason, I mean, I know it's probably happened to me, you do end up forgetting this piece of advice and going out and approaching some girl and later realizing that she rejected you because it was such a creepy sort of vibe you were sending out. Don't cry about it. If you must, have a good sob in the corner alone, and then just move on with life. But just realize it's not a big deal. Don't take it personally. She might have been a horrible person anyways, or there's a lot of factors that could have been into it. Maybe she just broke up. Maybe she was having a bad day, etc., etc. And just realize it was just this situation or this sort of vibe you were rejecting. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.